and welcome back to another bakery and market vlog. Today we're starting off by feeding my sourdough starter and then opening up some packages. So first off, I just got some more bread bags because I've been going through them, and then the second package is very exciting. It is 2 food safe bins that I can make a whole bunch of sourdough and a whole bunch of focaccia in. So I went ahead and cleaned those right away because this is Thursday evening now. Even though I've had my starter Thursday morning, now it's Thursday evening after my office job, and I am about to start mixing it all up and getting it ready, doing the stretch and folds and all that good stuff. This week we are going back to Garten Market, which is the Saturday market that I go to at Garten. Who would have thought? And it is 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. and it is a pretty small market. I'm still learning how much to bake for this market, but today I'm taking 6 sourdough loaves. Oh my gosh, I'm doing it again. 6 sourdough loaves, 10 focaccias of different flavors, a bunch of cookies, a bunch of mini chocolate chip trios, and my handmade goodies as well. This was my first time making 6 loaves of sourdough at one time, so a little bit of pressure, but I just made sure to pay a lot of attention to every step and really get it mixed well at the beginning. I think that would be my biggest tip for anyone starting even just like singular loaves of sourdough, is to get it all nice and mixed at the beginning. Get into it with your hands, even though it's going to be really messy. That is how you need it all to incorporate. I also wait a little bit before I add my salt, and I'm gonna be so honest, I don't know if it does anything. Like at least 10 minutes, but usually like closer to 30, because I'll like mix up one to do my focaccia. It'll have been like between 10 and 15 or so minutes, and then I get my water and I meant my salt, not my water, but like I put water with the salt. Anyway, when I do my focaccia, I've been trying to remind myself to mix the honey and the oil in with the water first, but I still haven't done it. And this market, I think I've done like 5 more markets since I've 4 more markets since I've recorded this vlog, so I haven't mixed it correctly once yet. Good morning. It is 6:22. Again, it was hard for me to wake up. I was up past midnight last night. This is our proofed loaves, which is not proofed. Well, no. What is it called? Fermented? Whatever. The rise is crazy. This is our sourdough bread, and this is the focaccia. I actually am gonna put the focaccia in my fridge to slow it down, and I'm going to pre-shape first. The bread, I have to go kind of quick because my dog got up when I got up. I didn't take her out, but I need to do this first because I'm already running late. So bread time, 6 loaves. I was really happy with how this dough came out after the bulk fermentation. I left it overnight on the counter, and I just kept an eye on it, and I temp it whenever I first mixed it all up, or maybe a little bit after I mixed it all up. It came out so nice. Like you can see how it's like all staying together. It's like a little bit sticky, but nothing crazy, and I think that that's just how it is because it was getting a little bit warmer outside. I sped up this part, but I'm being a lot more gentle than it looks like because it is sped up. But I've been working on getting more and more gentle as I'm doing my shaping, because I don't want to kill all the air or like let out all the air that is inside. And shaping 6 at a time is not too bad. And then I did 2 loaves with rosemary garlic, and this time I was trying out putting the rosemary and garlic in some olive oil. It just means I have to make a new label every time, but I think I ended up liking doing water more than olive oil because, well, it's one less ingredient, which I like because some people are allergic to olive oil, and I would never want people to not be able to have the sourdough just because they have an allergy to olive oil, and it's not even really necessary. The olive oil also, I feel like, made it so that I couldn't do the second shaping very well. You live and you learn. I kind of like to try things out. I like to figure things out by trying them instead of like seeing somebody else's opinion and going with that. It's an experiment. Baking is science, right? So anyway, put all those in my loaf pans, and the loaf pan's really the bottleneck. I only have 12 at this point, and that is why I could only do 6 at a time, because I do the double pan method when I'm baking these. Then I went ahead and got my cookies ready. The cookie dough I mixed up earlier in the week or previously and put it into my little dough freezer. I never freeze the cookies once I bake them, but I do freeze the cookie dough, and I think it's good in there for up to a month. I've never had it in there that long. I've heard people say it's good up there, up to a month. This week I'm having my blueberry muffin cookies, which are super duper popular. They're very spring to me, and I really like doing them. My coworkers and friends really like them. And then I did a whole bunch of mini chocolate chip trios, which I do packs of three 1 ounce cookies. So I made a whole bunch of those, and I put them in the cookie rings just so I don't know why actually. Maybe just to space them out. I could probably totally fit more if I wanted to. Then I went ahead and scored the bread and put all of those in. And I do put in some water in an open loaf pan in the oven while I'm doing this. I don't really know if it's necessary because I do the double loaf, but either way, I love how they have been coming out. The sourdough loaves have been so good and consistent, and that is what I need. And then here I'm mixing up some scones. I think I took chocolate chip and blueberry this time. I'm pretty sure. I was really loving the scones and ended up working out well this week, but at a later market sold like none, and so I haven't made them in a little bit when I'm recording this voiceover. But they're also like a little bit of work to make with the butter and everything and how they have to be cold, so I'm taking a little break from them in the present when I'm recording this voiceover. Here's me halfway through taking off the lids, and what I learned during this go around is that halfway through I need to like rotate them halfway through, so like a quarter of the way through making the loaves I have to rotate them so that way the score looks even, if that makes sense, because they kind of bake differently depending on where they are in the oven, and some of them, I don't know, I want them to look a certain way. I'm learning. They will taste the same either way. So here they are. As you can see, the rosemary garlic ones came out a little funky because of the olive oil. That is what I blame. I haven't done it again since, and it hasn't looked like this again since. So that is what I'm sticking with. Either way, they still are delicious and sold. So that's great. And then I took my focaccia out and started weighing that out. And then I was just baking and packaging everything, which is such a task. I don't really record when I bake. I mean, oh my gosh, I don't really record when I package everything because it's just so repetitive putting all the cookies in the individual bags and doing all the stickers and stuff. But I guess I can if anyone's interested in that. I just haven't been because I find it boring, and usually I'm like jamming out to music. Like all these clips are muted because I was jamming to like 2000s music. Hey, I stopped filming. So sorry. Let's talk about it. I finished the scones and I finished the focaccia. I think that's all I did in the film. I packaged everything. Packaging is just like, it sucks. Like once it gets to that part, it's like, oh my gosh, I just want to be done. I did the fun part, which was baking, and everything looks great, but now you have to let it cool and package it and make the labels, which label printer, I mean, it makes it fast, but like, still have to do it. So, that wasn't fun. And then I took a nap, took breaks to eat and everything. But as an apology, I thought we could go over what I have on my cart that I'm taking with me tomorrow. And this is kind of like the default for my small pop-ups. The event that I'm doing tomorrow is pretty small. I'm sure I'll talk about it in a voiceover or something. But I haven't gone through it since we packed it up last week, so let's go through it. I have these bins. These are from Michael's, and I did like a paint and water wash on the outside to make them pink. I use them to take stuff, but also like they're cute and they are part of my setup as well. And this one, I have a sweatshirt from last week. Unnecessary. And then I also have the 2 table covers. I don't know why these are in here. It gets a little hectic sometimes during cleanup, so that's fine. I'm gonna need one of these this time to pack all of the sourdough loaves in. I usually pack everything in this bin, but this is just the focaccias and the scones in here since I made so much more focaccia and sourdough loaves than I usually do. You know, when you make more, you gotta pack more. So I have 3 of these, but you're seeing 2 right now. It's true, you're not hallucinating. The other one will come later. This is my favorite bag. It's very Maryland. We won it like at bingo, I think. And my parents actually, no, it was a raffle at like an event. My parents actually won it, but they let me keep this bag. In here, I have my cup sleeve, and then I have this square card reader, which I need to charge. I always charge it the night before, and an iPad. This is Sam's iPad, but it's newer and it works. My iPad like turns off and dies really fast. And then a newer addition is this big battery pack, which keeps the iPad charged. When we do outside markets, the iPad dies fast, no matter what kind of device it is, just being on all the time. So we also are going to charge this tonight. Let me move these charge things. I have like another battery pack in here for a little tiny one, and I have this cute little guy. I'm also going to put also some trash in here. There's not really a trash can close to right. There's not really a trash can close to where I sit, so when I was giving out samples, I just took people's trash back. And then I have some tape. This is like my emergency pack. So I have a Sharpie. I have the clothespins that I use to hang up my banner. Pen, some stuff. Tape, a little thing of tape, and then I also have the big tape that you saw. And then I have my dry erase markers. Everything's just kind of in this packet, but I like to keep it in this bin. Another pen, scissors, very important. And I have my second mic, apparently. So yeah, I'll put that back in there. All right, under that I have this big utility bin, and I put a cute little sticker, M's Enchanted Oven, because a lot of people have these exact same bins. So on top I have this that my mom made. I'm not actually gonna take it. I don't need to take it tomorrow because I don't have the mini cakes. The cookie bar is, I don't really do the cookie bar for this either, but I have 2 big events in May that I'm doing the cookie bar for, so I'll definitely take them to that. I have these 2 bags, which I'm going to put the cookies in. I emptied them out because the cookies got purchased. I have the decor. So this, I got this from my grandparents' basement. I love it. I put the scones on it last week. I think I'm going to do the same thing again. Super cute. It just like elevates it. Instead of sitting on the table, they're like in something. This is my banner. M's Enchanted Oven. Super cute. I'm going to actually roll it this way this time because it's getting too used to being rolled the other way. I got this from Vistaprint before my first market in October. So I don't know if I've really talked about it too much, but I did a market in May of last year and it was terrible. And I was like, I'm never doing that again. And then I wanted to do it again come the fall season. So I started doing it again and now I love it. All right, we also have, so in here we have this other bin, as you can see. I'll lift it up so this is for me and you. This is a 3D printed keychain holder that Sam made me. I do make some keychains and I just have them there to sell. I don't even know if I sold any, but they're cute, so I like to have them out. And plus I want to make more, so I have to sell some first. I have a flavor suggestions box. People don't really use it that much, but when they do, it's fun. These are my business cards, bins that I might need. These are like cookie stands. I have this little box, little bin. I kept saying bin, so I said box, but yeah, it's a box. It's a bin. I have this I usually just put out for decoration. This is something that I sewed. I love this like quilted patchwork vibe, but it's just kind of the vibe of M's Enchanted Oven, so I put it out. This is a 3D printed, I 3D printed this. It is a sewing machine that looks like a business card holder. Put my business cards in there. I have some bags. I should grab some more actually. I'm glad I checked. I have some little bags for like the cookie bundles, and these are the biggest bags that I have right now. I need to order more, but like, oh my gosh, bags are freaking expensive. This is, my money bin is also in here. I have these 3 bins I used to display cookies. I don't know where I got these bins. I love them. I don't know where they came from. And I want to get more because I usually have like 7 different kinds of cookies when I do the cookie bar. I can't find them anywhere. Anyway, then I just have these little pouches that I made and some cup, I can't remember what they're called. They're not koozies because you can't call them that, but like it's whatever, a cup sleeve, I guess. And then I have some stuff that I bought at the last market. I should have one more thing in here that I bought. Yeah, so I actually got my mom, her birthday is this week. I got her these 2 Swedish dishcloths from another vendor. They're just very earthy in her. And then I got this eucalyptus shower steamer for her. So, yay. Let's put this back in. All right, bags are in there. Let's pack that up. Yeah, I'm gonna put the bread in here, I think. This market is so hit or miss. Like last week, a bunch of people were like, do you have more sourdough? Do you have more sourdough? I didn't have more sourdough last week, so this week I made more sourdough. Fingers crossed. set them all up here. So I have some s'mores. I have 6 s'mores, 5 cinnamon coffee cake, 10 blueberry muffin cookies. I also have samples of these. And then I have 6 packs of the mini trios. Good morning. I have a market today at Garden, so let's get into it. Okay, I left my microphone at home and my tripod, so I didn't get the setup, but here's what we have. We've already made a few sales. Baked good stuff, and then I also added this, which is like my pop-up dates and my everything. And then we have some cookies, and I have samples of this one in here. And then KitchenAid mats, and then I have my focaccia and sourdough bread, scones. Thanks. And then I have my little sign. I make it every single day that we do it. I just make a fresh one. So, and then here is my other sign. And there is my salesperson.
The employee.
There's a pupper. I haven't really been recording. Where can I set my phone? I haven't really been recording because it's actually kind of popping this morning. We've had a lot of sales. I hit my market goal for this market. And so my goal, I hit the goal for the market and the goal for the market plus pre-sale, which is crazy. Best market yet at this one. I'm very happy. People are loving the bread. There's not too many bugs, which is great. And I brought an activity to do while there's nobody here. So it's been great. Okay, we got this banana bread from another vendor. He's not my friend. Let's try.
Chocolate banana bread, man.
Very good.
Good stuff. Not yet. 2 left.
This is me minding my own business and cross-stitching as we absolutely sold out of everything. I mean everything. As we were breaking down, this lady came up and she was like, do you have any sourdough left, please? I really want to buy it. I had 1 loaf of sourdough left. It is time for a market recap. This is Emma from the future. This was on April 17th. It is now May 17th when I am recording this clip. I was backed up recording videos. I've been working a lot. But let's get into it. We sold out. First time ever at this very small market, and we sold out. I am astonished. I was jumping up and down all day, and the best part is I got to go to brunch with my friends and a vendor that we had just met and like we're vibing with right after this, so it was really great. Let's get into it. This is a 3-hour event. This is the one that I do most Saturdays. We grossed $237 with $0 of a vendor fee. That is insane. Average sale was $9.48, and we had 25 sales. 25 sales over 3 hours. Let me do the math. Hold on. Every 7.2 minutes. We had a sale every 7.2 minutes. That is insane. That is very active. This is the last market at Garten for a while when I'm going to set up my own booth because Sam was able to drive me and take the tent, and I can't fit the tent in my car. At least I don't think I can. I haven't actually tried. But after this, I'm going to be at the picnic tables for a few vlogs, and I just can't vlog at the picnic tables. It's awkward. I'm really close to other vendors. It's bad vlogs. But I did have 2 other big events coming up that paired with the 2 weekends that I drove myself. So anyway, 75% with card, 25% with cash, which meant I had $7 in fees for card transactions. We sold 10 focaccia, 11 sourdough scones, 11 cookies, 2 cookie bundles, which is 5 cookies, 6 chocolate chip cookie bags, and 2 keychain pouches, which is one of my handmade items, which pay for a total of 47 items. 47 items. That's insane. It was a great market. I was elated the whole time, and then afterwards when my friends came and hung out, I was cross-stitching. It was great. Shorter vlog, I think, but it was good vibes. Yeah, it was the last market I was going to be able to do in April because the week after I was going to Florida. I'm saying in the past because I've already gone, but if you're watching this or if it's the present, it would be the week after this. I would be going to Florida. The week after, I did an event. The next week, I went to Raleigh for a graduation. The next week was last week for me. I did 2 events. Yeah. Okay, we're caught up. Anyway, what a great market. I hope to have many more like this. I'm just so happy that I'm building regulars and people are starting to recognize me. It's really crazy. It's really crazy. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.